Hello and welcome back to wizardsnorman.com for more Magic playing videos. So nobody cares about F&M this week. We've got a new set coming out. And a special thing we do here at the shop, at least once a month on a Monday night, we'll just play quasi-casual Magic. We typically keep it into some kind of format. This week's is Standard Singleton, so it's standard format and Singleton rules, so you can only have one particular card of a one copy of a particular card. Yeah. And so here we have Daniel Dusang and Chris Allen facing off against each other. It's a pretty epic showdown. You're in for a treat here.
I win the role like a master.
Yeah, like a boss winning this role. But anyway, Dusang's on a Singleton version of Naya Humans.
So good.
It's pretty good. You'll get to see it. And Chris Allen is on one of his weird control decks, Sans Blue. No blue in his control deck this time. So
red, white, black control he played.
It's pretty wacky. But yeah, and for a treat, it's a little different. A little something fun for the between set goodness. So.
Yeah. So we open our hands. Chris is on a mulligan. I don't think he had enough lands in that one. My hand is actually the stones with my one copy of Champion of the Parish in it, as well as Wojak Halberdiers, Fight Bear, and Sky Knight Legionnaire.
Yeah, pretty good opening hand.
I have one red white land and one green land. So we'll see how this works out.
Well, you know how it works out.
Well, I do, but they don't.
Yeah, that's right. They don't know.
Champion on turn 1 because I'm really good at this game.
Yep.
Chris has tapped land. I draw a white source off the top, which means I can play that Halberdiers.
Boom.
Tick up that champ. Get in there.
Yep. Chris is already thinking crap.
Yeah, this several times over the course of the night, I just led with these blistering fast starts that my opponents couldn't keep up with. A lot of times it was just me playing Naya Blitz in a format where everyone else was playing one copy of their favorite cards.
Right.
Searing Spear.
Yeah, Chris says, I have a lot of removal in my deck. Daniel says, it's too bad. I've got like 8 million creatures in here.
Yeah. Yeah, he did play a lot of removal against me. Whole lot of it. Look at that. Perfect mana, turn 3.
Yep.
Get in there. 5 damages.
Sideways. ABCs, always be swinging.
That's right. So let's see if Chris can find some more removal. Kill some more of my creatures here. The Prophetic Prism to try to hit his land drop.
Oh,
He misses on land again.
Poor
That's
fella.
a problem.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I have an Instigator Gang for this turn. Instigator Gang of Innistrad block limited fame. He gives all your attacking creatures +1/+0. He's a werewolf. When he flips, he's a 5/5 with trample, and all your attacking creatures get +3/+0.
Yeah. Such a good card. I mean, why do you think that doesn't actually see any standard play?
Huntmaster of the Fells, Restoration Angel.
Boom.
Yeah.
Question answered.
It's a very good card, but just not good enough for standard.
Oh, well,
as fisticuffs.
Yep.
I told him that he wanted to fight.
Yep. They're barrel-chested men on that card.
That's true. You can't really see them, but they got some sweet mustaches too.
Yeah, they sure do. Chris is sitting there wondering how we can get around these mustachioed men, and I think the answer is doesn't.
Yeah, there's still no land drop for Chris. Not enough removal to keep from dying on the next turn, and he scoops it up.
Yep.
So an uneventful game 1, but the next one's coming.
Yep.
This next game is a gem.
Yes.
So,
yeah, the next game really, I mean, you'll see as it unfolds, but this is the reason why we put these kind of events on, because we know roughly what's going to happen at a given F&M with the decks that are out there, right?
Yeah.
The matchups are pretty well rehearsed, right? I mean, we see what's going to happen most of the time. With these Singleton matchups, just crazy stuff happens all the time.
I have no idea.
No idea what's going to happen.
So my side.
I mean, we have a good idea what's going to happen when you get like every single one of your best creatures in your opening hand. Yeah, you just curve out and blow them out, right? But it does, the lack of redundancy just allows for more creativity, which is what we're going for in these events, and some wacky play states. So.
This is the first Singleton event that I played in, and it was so much fun.
Yeah.
I was a luck sack and played like the same draws over and over again.
Yeah.
But there were some of the hands where I was just like, I don't know. This bunch of creatures looks really good together. Sure. Yeah. I've never played these 3 cards in standard. Kick ass.
Yeah, and that's my favorite part of the Singleton too. Just playing with cards that are, like Instigator Gang, who is almost good enough, is just outclassed by a couple of cards.
Sure.
So
Now, you may see a couple of all-stars there in my sideboard, one of which is Angel of Glory's Rise, which I was talked into adding to my sideboard at the last minute.
Yeah, that's actually kind of an understatement. Daniel Dusang was actively annoyed that people were trying to get him to play this card.
It's cost 7 mana. I'm basically playing Naya Blitz.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, his reasons were valid, but as Brian Alcorn said in the hour or so preceding the event, the format's not as quick as Standard typically is. I mean, although we got to see Dusang rip off a turn 4 or 5 victory there, it isn't always going to work out that way. And especially with Chris playing a control-y deck, if he does hit his mana and he hits the right amount of removal, you're going to grind it out. So, as we'll see shortly, perhaps this card comes into play.
Maybe. So this I had to thumb through quite a bit of my deck here to figure out what to take out. Basically, my sideboarding was bring in a few choice control cards, some cards that let me draw more cards, some cards that let me play a grindier game, and cards that rebuy value, like that Angel. The Angel comes in against a deck that has 1,000 removal spells for sure.
Right, absolutely.
I also brought in Garruk Relentless, as he's very good against control, especially a red-white-black control deck.
Yep.
I expect Chris to be playing a lot of token makers, so I bring in Bonfire of the Damned. I also overestimated the number of creatures that he had in his deck and brought in a couple of removal spells.
Right.
I bring in one graveyard hate spell because I know that he's got Lingering Souls. He's got Sever the Bloodline.
Yes.
And
if you're playing red, white, black control, you gotta be playing some flashback spells. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I bring in the Purify the Grave here to try to shut those down. I don't bring in the Rest in Peace though, which was probably a mistake.
Yeah.
I probably should have brought in the Rest in Peace instead of the Bonfire. The Bonfire ends up not being what I want in this match.
Yeah, you typically think Rest in Peace when you're going up against, obviously, a Reanimator deck or a deck that has Snapcaster in it. And in this format, you're only going to have one Snapcaster, so that's not that big of a deal. You're not playing blue to begin with, so you're not having to worry about flashing back draw spells. But as you'll see later, Chris does utilize his graveyard quite a bit. So, maybe not the right call, but you don't know what his deck's going to do. You saw 2 lands out of him, or 3 maybe. Yeah. No, 2 lands in a Credit Prism. Yep.
So I end up cards that I end up taking out here are Daring Skyjack, since it gets blocked by Lingering Souls tokens. I take out Zealous Conscripts because it's not gonna hit anything of value. I take out Riders of Gavany, since he probably doesn't have any one creature type for me to be worried about.
It's not like you threw out a bunch of blockers. You're worried about removal.
Yeah, 100%. Like I'm the beatdown in this matchup 100%. It's my job to continue playing threats.
Right. Exactly. Well, honestly, I don't know what Chris brought in.
I know that he brought in a Human Frailty.
Okay. Yeah.
he gamed the meta a little bit with that Human Frailty.
Yeah.
And I think he brought in one more sweeper. I don't know if he played the Terminus in the main, but he may have brought in a Terminus out of his sideboard.
Okay.
So I finally figure out my sideboarding. It was actually really tough since a lot of my creatures are just so aggressively costed that they're naturally good against a control deck. 2 drops are where you want to be against control, as long as they're not, dumping Thragtusks onto the table.
Right.
So, get my Power Shuffle on, shaking the camera.
Just shaking, it's earthquake mode right now. Can't handle it. Oh man.
Powerful. Powerful shuffling.
Yeah. Chris can't even. He's afraid to.
He goes back to the shuffles.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do
what
this.
I'm doing. So all right, this game is so much fun. I loved playing this match for this game. I wish game 1 had been a lot more like the second game.
Yeah.
Because this second game is just fantastic. I can't wait to rewatch it, relive it as it were. And we just did this yesterday.
Yeah.
All right, so opening hands. I've got Champion of the Parish in my hand again because I'm really good at Magic. I believe Chris has enough removal this time. He leads with a Guildgate, and I get to lead with Plains into Champion. This is with Chris telling me, I dare you. I dare you to play that Champion of the Parish on turn 1.
Says, sure, call.
Singleton, ladies and gentlemen. Yep. Singleton.
Here it comes.
Oh, yeah, he doesn't want to pull the trigger on it yet.
No.
So I have another 1-drop.
He's playing the wait and see if Dusang has another human game right here. I wonder if he does. Yeah? Maybe? I don't know. Are there even that many humans in Standard? Oh, okay.
Another 1-drop. One of my 4 1-drops. There it is. Oh!
Big
and Chris celebrates the fact that he has Human Frailty. to kill my champion of the parish.
No humility, this Chris Allen. None.
Not even a little. It's a good play though. I gotta give it. That's pretty sweet.
No, it's good. It's good.
High Priest of Penance and
Something
no
that
land drop.
Dusang doesn't want to see though.
No, there's the land
He
drop.
hits that
Okay.
land.
High Priest of Penance is actually This leads me into a kind of an interesting play on this turn, and I sit here and think about it for a minute. So I got the Borderland Ranger to fix my mana to make sure that I can play my Garruk Relentless the next turn. And to make sure that High Priest of Penance doesn't kill my Garruk Relentless, I actually end up swinging in without being able to regenerate with the Experiment one. Yeah. Because I know that he's going to kill the Experiment one without High Priest of Penance since I can't regenerate.
Yeah.
But I really don't want to lose the Garruk.
Yeah. So you concede that he's going to get something from his High Priest.
Sure. And I would much rather him kill my 1-drop in his infinite removal deck than kill my Garruk Relentless, which can generate me a value over and over turn after turn.
Right.
So my hand at this point is a Garruk, an Angelic Overseer. If you guys don't remember that one, it's a mythic from Innistrad. It's a 5/3 angel that gains hexproof and indestructibility when you control a human. So I just want to make sure that I have humans to play when I get that angel online.
Right.
And Garruk makes a wolf, and Chris. I don't know. I don't really like his play. His Sever there.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that.
Yeah.
So hold on to it. Right?
Sure. Yeah. Like it's not like that Borderland Ranger isn't that scary.
Yeah.
He may not have another play, but I think that's fine. Like wait for a higher value target because it's not. You're obviously not going to get value off Sever the Bloodline. And yeah, I rip Instigator Gang off the top like a champion.
Yeah.
So let's rewind a second. So Chris hit me with a Rakdos Return for 3, killing the Garruk, and making me discard 3 cards. Those 3 cards were the lands that I had in hand,
That's right.
alongside the Angel. So it's a catch-22 there. I can either discard the Angel and not have the lands to cast it, or discard the lands and keep the Angel in a long game where I know I'm going to end up drawing the land.
Right. So you went with the keep the Angel and
exactly.
ditch the lands. Yep.
So yeah, that and then the Instigator Gang came right off the top. Here I get lucky again with a haste creature to put pressure on him, hoping to rip the land the next turn for my Angelic Overseer while I have a human in play.
Does he do it? The answer is nope.
No, not even a little.
No.
2 more. I draw the Bonfire, which is actively bad.
Yep.
I do draw Fight Bear, which is a very good card to have here. Even though he doesn't have any creatures. I should have boarded Fight Bear out.
Yeah.
I very much should have boarded Uvenwald Tracker out. He has the Barter in Blood. Hoo boy.
Just perfect time to cast that. Yeah.
That was pretty good. That was a pretty saucy rip. That's actually one of the 2 cards of his that can kill my Angel while it's in play.
Turns out Chris doesn't know you're playing Angel.
Right. So Xanthrid Gorgon.
Yep.
This is one you might not remember. This is an M13 rare. You can pay 3, I think, and tap it to turn a creature into an Artifact Defender.
Right.
Which is very good against my deck.
Yes.
So I end up now, my game plan is he has an active removal spell on board and 3 cards in hand. I have to wait until I have both a human and the Angel and mana to cast them both to get an actual threat online. So I'm going to take some damage off this Xanthrid Gorgon for a while. So there's the land. There's another land. I still don't have another human.
Yep.
I have Bonfire and I forget what my 3rd card is. It's Bonfire, Angel, and not another land because I didn't play the land. I don't remember. It's definitely not a human. It's definitely not a land. So it's another one of my spells. Not sure what it is here.
Was it Kick the Castle? Did you have Kick the
Castle? It's Kick the Castle. Yeah. That's right. It's Revenge of the Hunted. That's right. I finally ripped the human off the top, and the Angel is indestructible, hexproof. The Tron is assembled here. So, Chris, he ends up holding back on this. He attacks first, and this should have shown me I should have blocked.
Right.
I didn't want to get blown out because the damage. If I block with the Angel, the damage stays on the Angel.
Right.
So through the rest of the turn.
Yeah. So if he managed to get rid of a human, then he could have done other things. Yeah.
Now here's a sick rip. Domri Raid right off the top to try to draw me into some gas. And I ripped the Mentor of the Meek, one of those cards I left in that can draw me cards. And he Orzhov charms the Mentor.
He doesn't want you drawn any cards. That's his job.
It's solid. That's square. And now he has the Dreadbore to kill my Domri even. Whew, he just had actual everything. Actual everything this game. Domri's dead in the face. He's killed 2 planeswalkers, 1,000 creatures. Oh man, what could I possibly draw that would be any good right here? Oh wait, Angel of Glory's Rise.
This terrible card.
It just got me 5 humans back out of my graveyard.
Oh my gosh.
So much value.
Chris is like, how?
So much insane value off this card that I thought was bad. Now I do mess up here, so I get so excited about all my triggers with the Evolver and the Champion that I forget that Sky Knight Legionnaire has haste, and I miss 2 points of damage.
Yep.
So I totally forget with a 5/5 Champion coming in. I forget that I can swing for 2, and that's a pretty big blunder. So I'm not terribly okay with that, but it doesn't really matter. Because Chris has yet another answer for my giant board position.
Turns out Blasphemous
Oh no, everything's lit on fire.
Is really cheap and kills everything.
He just paid 3 mana for a wrap.
Yep.
That's awful. I just got all those creatures back, man. Come on.
Yeah.
That's so bad.
And the best part is you can't even be mad.
No,
like,
no, yeah.
I just did my thing.
Just
you did your
haymakers.
thing.
Just haymakers right back and
Yep.
forth. But I rip a Hamlet Captain right off the top. And Chris finally goes for some sort of win condition with an Army of the Damned. He puts 13 zombie tokens on the table, and I'm like, oh no, what am I going to do now?
I have no idea. This Bonfire of the Damned in my hand, I guess. I don't know.
I rip True Fire Paladin off the top. I attack him for 2 because all of his zombies are tapped when they come into play.
Yep.
So I have this True Fire Paladin, which I cast for the wrong mana, but it doesn't matter.
He could have done it. Yeah.
I could have cast the right mana. But I Bonfire for 2 to keep him out, or keep him from killing me on the next turn. Now he's down to 1 card in hand. He can flash back that army, but he's at 7.
None of them blocking.
He's at 7, so he's gonna die to that True Fire Paladin if he doesn't just kill it.
So he pays a lot of mana to flashback Sever.
Flashes back Sever the Bloodline.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Thinking about
and I'm
it.
I could still be scared of a removal spell here, but he taps his mana and plays his last card in hand, being some more mana fixing.
Yep.
In that, he has nothing else to do. I can't do anything in a turn. I have Kick the Castle in my hand.
And you know
6 mana.
He has nothing.
Take 8.
Yeah. So
Castle kicked.
Was that the wrong play on his part to play the Chromatic Lantern, or do you just slam Revenge of the Hunt?
I would slam Revenge of the Hunted and make him happy with 1 card left in hand and what everything that he's played so far.
Right.
There are more removal spells in his deck, but I would make him have it for sure. Excellent. So. Yeah, that was a hell of a game. That was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun to watch. It was I'm sure it was a lot of fun to play in. But yeah, just an idea of what we do here when we're not playing super serious Magic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every Monday, we alternate Legacy and Brewers battle down here at Wizards Norman.
And sometimes we play Cube. I mean, basically every Monday we've got some kind of, like I said, non-FNM Magic playing event. Yeah. And it's a lot of fun. You guys should come out and join us. Thanks for tuning in. Daniel, thanks for joining me again.
Hey, thank you. This was a lot of fun.
Next time.
Yeah.
Okay.
See you.